All right, guys. Time for another daily top 10 here. Um, yesterday, I did top 10 favorite Corey Haim films of all time. So today, we're going to do my top 10 favorite Corey Feldman films. Um, so, yeah. So, like I explained in my last video, Haim and Feldman were the two Corys back in the 80s, early 90s, did a lot of films together. They were kind of the teen heartthrobs, all the magazines and whatnot. So we're gonna get going right away here. So, top 10 favorite Corey Feldman films. First film would be 1990's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. He was a voice actor in that one. I don't remember which character he was. I'll tell. I don't know. Doesn't matter. Uh, it was alright. The first movie was alright. It wasn't terrible. I mean, 80s or early 90s, special effects and costumes and whatnot. 1991's Rock and Roll High School Forever. Probably my ninth favorite Corey Feldman movie. It was kind of a continuation of Rock and Roll High School. Um, so, it was a good movie. First big movie. I mean, Rock and Roll High School and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, they were kind of quite a ways down from the rest of these. So my eighth favorite movie would be The Burbs from 1989. It had Tom Hanks, Carrie Fisher, Bruce Dern, Corey Feldman, just kind of making fun of the suburban lifestyle. Tom Hanks's character was kind of slowly being driven mad by his neighbors that he, eventually believed had killed and buried a body in the backyard, or not killed, but had bodies buried in the backyard. And in the end, they did. Feldman didn't have a big role on it, but he had kind of some came in and the suburban kind of kid left alone unsupervised, throwing a party while his parents were away. Number 7. This would be the first movie. This is number 6 for Corey Haim, but it's number 7 for Feldman. It's Blown Away. Again, that's the 1993 film with Nicole Eggert and Corey Haim. They were brothers. Nicole Eggert's love interest. Feldman and Nicole Eggert's were trying to screw Corey Haim's character. Trying to kill him. I don't remember why now. But it was a good movie. You saw a lot of Nicole Eggert. Number 6, License to Drive from 1988. That was also number. That was number 3 favorite Corey Haim film. But number 6 for Corey Feldman. I had Heather Graham and the antics of stealing dad's car, and going out and having a good night. Number 5 was Gremlins. He played Pete Fontaine, little kid, neighbor kid. I think he is the one that was delivering Christmas trees, but then he's the one that spilled the water on the Mogwai gizmo, and it created all the little gremlins. You saw him later in the film where he was like shooting. He had the slingshot shooting gremlins from his bedroom window. I seem to think he cut a Christmas tree line that the gremlins were crawling across. But we don't know what really happened to Pete Fontaine, his character, in the end of the movie. Don't know if he survived the gremlin onslaught. 1986, Stand By Me would be number 4. Monster movie. He played Gordy LaChance, I think. Had River Phoenix, Will Wheaton, Jerry O'Connell, Kiefer Sutherland, Richard Dreyfuss, John Cusack, Casey. I forget his last name. He was in 3 O'Clock High. Actor. But everybody knows Stand By Me. I mean, that's where they go to see a dead body, and kind of the hike out there to see the dead body and whatnot, and all. They grew up a lot. His character was kind of the kid that was kind of beaten by his father a little bit, or had abusive parents, and so he's kind of the poor one on the other group of friends. Good character though. Number 3, Dream a Little Dream. He played Bobby Keller. This is a 1989 film where Jason Robards' character they collided, and Jason Robards became Cory Feldman's character, and that also starred Corey Haim. That was one of my top films of all time. Um, top all-time films of the 1980s films. That was number 9 on my list. That also starred Corey Feldman. They made a terrible sequel to it though in the late 90s, mid 90s. Terrible sequel. Number 2 would be The Lost Boys, which was my number 4 all-time favorite movie from the 80s. He played Edgar Frogger, vampire killer. Him and his brother, the Frogger brothers, had Jason Patric, Kiefer Sutherland, Jamie Gertz. So I had a monster cast back then. But and he was the vampire, one of the vampire slayers in the movie with his brother, the Frogger brothers. They operated the comic book store. He had a great character. And number 1, greatest Corey Feldman movie of all time, and greatest movie of all time, greatest movie of the 80s. One of my favorite all-time characters was 1985's Goonies, where he played Mouth. He had the Purple Rain shirt, the members only jacket. Great character, great movie. So that's my all-time favorite Corey Feldman movie, and that's just a huge cast. Though, Sean Austin, Josh Brolin, Cary Green, Jeff Cohen, Martha Plimpton, just a monster cast. So there you go, my top 10 Corey Feldman movies. I'll put as a honorable mention would be The Fox and the Hound. He played the young voice of the fox, the hound. I don't remember. It's a good movie. It's a Disney movie, I think Disney cartoon. So there you go. Number 1, The Goonies. Lost Boys, Dream a Little Dream, Stand By Me, Gremlins, License to Drive, Blown Away, The Burbs with Tom Hanks, Rock and Roll High School Forever, and round out the top 10, The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So there you go, guys. Top 10 Corey Feldman movies. Next list will probably be something related to 80s music. So